Lagos is one of the largest cities in Africa. Currently, we have a population of about 20 million plus people, and the city is one that never stops growing. And every day, people generate waste in their everyday activities as they eat, as they, live their lives. Waste is constantly being generated. And then tires serve a lot of uses on the street. Sometimes they're used as road furniture, they're used as space savers for cars, they're used as flower pots, and sometimes they're just dumped by the roadside because it's more convenient for the users or for those who have no further use for the tire. What is not clear, however, is the fact that there is no specific policy about tires, about end-of-life tires, given the fact that we produce so many in the city. There is no national or federal regulatory procedure or legislation with regards to that. So the management and the governance of tires fall within the widest sphere of waste in the city.
Let me say there's not much value or there's not much resources for the collection because tires are heavy. They're like plastic bottles you can easily squeeze and even keep in your pocket. But looking at the nature of the tire, if it is something you can cut on the spot and reduce in size, so because of the size, people will prefer to go for something like a hanging fruit. So it's easier to pick plastic, it's easier to pick other recyclable. But looking at the nature of the tire, the weight and the size affects the collection also.
táwa náà bá dé a máa bẹ lọ́hùn pé kọ́lọ́hùn jẹ́ ká rí ṣe tábà dé la máa ń débi iṣẹ́ bí fọ́ láago 6 ìdájí àti máa ń débi iṣẹ́ so àwọn tó fẹ́ jáde ní ìdájí yẹn tán nídìí kan bá wọn fàtẹ́gùn sí táyà wọn díẹ̀ ẹyọkan méjì títí di bí aago 8:30 sáago 9 so iṣẹ́ yẹn kọ́kọ́ máa wá lọ́wọ́ àárọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọn bá tí Ọlọ́run bá fi oore sí fún wa Ọlọ́run á fi àlùbáríkà sí so tó bá tún dọwọ́ ọ̀sán èyí tọ́lọ́run bá tún ṣe nínú kí wọ́n gbé wá tọ́wọ́n bá gbé wá l'option àmọ́ tọ́wọ́n bá ti gbé wá àwa ní dèdí iṣẹ́ yẹn níjọ́ kan ká má rí ẹnìkan tí yóò gbé táyà 2 àbí 3 wá fún wa kò tí ì ṣẹlẹ̀ rí lágbà tí mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ so mo ní ìpèníjà yẹn ní ẹ̀ẹ̀kan tí wọ́n ti máa ń sọ fún mi àmì mi ní ò gbàgbọ́ ọ̀ǹtì tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi so ìjọ́ yẹn alẹ́ ni a máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ lálẹ́ ńgbà náà ní ọ̀dọ̀ ọ̀gá wa so ẹnìkan wá fẹ́ pọ́ǹpù táyà so tèmi ò mọ̀ pé táyà yẹn ó ti ní ẹ̀rọ ní ọwọ́ inú so mo kẹ̀ mú òsì mo ti bọ táyà yẹn so mo tún bẹ́ẹ̀ lòmí sọ̀rọ̀ ní ẹ̀yìn so mo kẹ̀ ṣàdédé sọ pé mo mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yìn ojú tí mo máa gbé sẹ́yìn báyìí ibi tí adẹ tí ń fẹ́ táyà yẹn kò ń ṣe ibi tán tà kò ń ṣe títì tán tà títì erùpẹ̀ ni so táwọn erùpẹ̀ tó wà ń bẹ̀ tó jẹ́ bí òkúta tó àwọn sharp sand ló wà ń bẹ̀ àwọn òkúta tó ní gòdògòdò nínú títà yẹn máa bọ́ọ̀sì gbáà ó bọ́ọ̀sì sí mi ní gbogbo abẹ́ báyìí ẹ pé gbogbo àwọn òkúta yẹn hospital náà ti bá mi yọ at least mo lò tó 3 months kí n tó lè dá rìn torí tí n bá máa rìn báyìí máa ń latán rìn nígbà yẹn ni àmọ́ nígbà tí Ọlọ́run ti ṣe tí mo gbádùn tán so kò dé affect mi ní àmọ́ ó take mi ní times tí mo fi wà sí ilé tí mi ò lè ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn nígbà mo dẹ̀ ti ṣe tán so láti ìgbà yẹn tí mo bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn mo máa ń wà very careful láti jẹ́ pé mi ò fẹ́ kí irú nǹkan yẹn kó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ìsàkání mi mọ́ torí tó bá jẹ́ pé ojú ni nǹkan yẹn wọ̀ mí lọ́jọ́ bó ṣe máa gbà á nìyẹn wọn fi bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ṣẹ́ fọgànáísà mọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ alọ́mọṣẹ́ tó pọ̀ àmọ́ ń sìn alọ́mọṣẹ́ mọ́ ní pé gbogbo àwọn bọ́ìsì yẹn bíi ká gọ̀kadà kan lọ wa márúwá so daily money yẹn pé at least tó bá gọ̀kadà lẹ́nu tó bá gbé ọ̀kadà fún wọn bá 7,000 for deliver ó lè pa 15,000 so tó bá deliver tán tó rí epo tán ó lè rí bí 5,000 nìdé iṣẹ́ tiwa ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ èyí nísìnyí mo lè rí 10,000 kó dọ̀la kí n má rí ju 2,000 lọ so tó bá dọ̀tún la mo lè rí 4,000 kó dijọ́ mẹ́rin kí n rí 15,000 àwọn á wò pé táwọn bá délé bóyá àwọn fẹ́ lọ fi gbé jẹnẹrétọ̀ wọn sí bóyá àwọn ọmọ máa yí ṣeré nínú compound wọn so ìyẹn ló pọ̀ gbogbo eléyìí táwa bá yọ ní tó bá ti jẹ́ condemn dandan ni ká dànù torí kò wúlò mọ́ àmọ́ ẹlòmíì àtàbá ti bá yọ ọ́ dì mọ́ pé òun ló ní á lóun fẹ́ kó lọlé àdìẹ lè sọ pé kó má kó nǹkan ẹ̀ tó bá ti wá kó dé ilé ẹ̀ so ó lè fi ṣe nǹkan tẹ́pẹ́ táwọn ọmọ yẹn bá máa yí sí títì àwa ò ní mọ̀ mọ́ so nǹkan tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn so tómi bá wá wà nú ẹ̀ ó máa ń ní ìdọ̀tí tí àwọn ẹ̀fọn máa ń pọ̀ ńbẹ̀ ìyẹn ni àwọn òdojúkọ tá a ti kọ́kọ́ dojúkọ nígbà kan rí àmọ́ ń sìn tẹ́ bá rí táyà kan sìn níbì kan bóyá wọn ọlọ́mọ àwọn máa ṣiṣẹ́ dé àdúgbò yẹn ni kí wọn bá lọ ra táyà brand new táyà ní ìsìtẹ́ bá kó sílẹ̀ ní ọ̀gángán ṣọ́ọ̀bù mi láàrin 30 minutes àwọn ọlọ́mọ máa rò pé condemn ni wọ́n á kó ẹ̀ ní rí mọ́ so wọn ọ̀dẹ̀ ní nǹkan kan tó fẹ́ fi ṣe wọ́n á lọ grand ẹ̀ náà ni so wọ́n ti kà á kún condemn.
Everything vulcanizers do is about tire. So vulcanizers can be described as doctor of tires. So if a tire is sick, it needs vulcanizers' attention. In Nigeria here, there is a scarcity of modern vulcanizing equipment, and for that reason, the work of vulcanizer is still relatively hard, and it requires physical strength. Life of struggle on the roadside, in the process of trying to earn a living. So it is quite, it may not be conducive for a bystander or an onlooker, but this is a life that vulcanizers are used to. Possibly they learn to survive and they learn to adapt to working on the roadside, basically, because more than 80% of vulcanizers in Lagos State are found on the roadside. By Nigerian standard, it is still relatively low income, basically. But there are few vulcanizers who have been able to even build their own house. They have their own permanent residence, but these few of them are in this category. So that's why I said the economic status of vulcanizer varies. You know, it varies and depends on availability of other sources of income, and also the age of vulcanizers and work experience also determines the classification of vulcanizers into whether low income or middle income. They work as long as they are still active, and when they retire, they don't collect any gratuity from anywhere, and they do not currently enjoy government insurance. So because of all of these, vulcanizers are informal workers. So the identity is called Lagos State Vulcanizers Associations, and you can see them, you can see their secretariat at different locations. State secretariat, zonal secretariat, the forum secretariat across the local government in Lagos State. They are well organized. Vulcanizers are close to politicians. They are politically conscious. Politicians go to them to entice them, to encourage them to be active in politics. And you can see some politicians have given some support to some vulcanizers by giving them a pumping machine. They look forward to deriving some benefits from the political class, because politicians take advantage of the fact that they are well organized to patronize them so that they could vote during elections. And vulcanizers have a well-organized association in such a way that leaders can easily encourage members to possibly vote for a particular candidate. So that sense of organization has made vulcanizer attractive to the political class.